Hey everyone, it's Patrick from Oakland Travel, and welcome to the Adventure of the Seas. We are in Freeport, Bahamas. It is late in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock, and we're not too far from getting ready to leave and head back to Nassau the next morning. This was the last day of our 7-night cruise, and a very interesting deal. This was the cruise restart, and the cruise was going out of Nassau, Bahamas, which normally does not happen, and Royal Caribbean had to figure out a way to make that work. Back in 2021, the embarkation was done at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel, which was kind of an interesting little setup. There were all kinds of protocols in place. You had to get a Bahamian health visa. And one of the interesting things that they ran into in terms of making that work for the summer of 2021 is they had to figure out how to provision the ship, because Nassau, Bahamas doesn't normally have ships embarking. So they don't have the infrastructure to supply a ship on a weekly basis. And as we found out from the head waiter, Desti, who we talked to during the cruise, they had to do some of the supplying of the ship, some of the provisioning right here in Freeport, as you see them doing down there on the dock. They had to do some of it where they brought some of the supplies over from Miami on Freedom of the Seas, which back at this point in 2021 during the cruise restart, Freedom of the Seas was making a lot of regular trips out of Miami over to Perfect Day Coco Cay in the Bahamas, and it was also making stops over in Nassau. And our particular cruise went to Perfect Day Coco Cay for 2 days, and so there was plenty of time for them to transfer some provisions that came over from Freedom. So it was very interesting just to figure out sort of the behind the scenes of how Royal Caribbean was making that work in 2021. Nassau, Bahamas will not really ever be an embarkation port for any cruise ships, at least not for the foreseeable future. Definitely not for Royal Caribbean. They just don't have the infrastructure for it. So right here, it's late in the afternoon. We're just kind of hanging out in our stateroom, just watching the last few people coming back on the ship before it's time for us to head to Nassau the next morning.
Friday, day 7, Freeport, Bahamas. Pretty sure that's people coming back on the ship, probably. Probably the last tour that's coming back. That white bus there just pulled up a little while ago. Yeah, we're going to have music here shortly. One last day. This is day 7 of our cruise. Tomorrow morning we were back in Nassau. And we have to deal with the fun of flying home to Orlando. I'm not exactly sure what to expect so far. I've been warned that the airport process in Nassau is not ideal, but it is what it is.